beginning their run as products under the name Megasize and then working their way into the mainline under the term Deluxe. The Deluxe packaging has been Mattel's way of releasing Disney Cars characters that wouldn't otherwise fit in the packages of a mainline single, which cost twice as much as a single. A number of these Deluxes, such as TJ Hummer and the Dinoco helicopter, received resizes in order to make them big enough to be considered a Deluxe release. And today, even though it was hard, I've pinpointed out of all the Deluxe releases which ones are the best from the first Cars movie. So we're going to be counting down the top 10 Megasize or Deluxe Disney Cars diecasts that Mattel has ever produced for the first Cars movie. First of all, though, there are a few exceptions to the list. No exclusives. That means, even though you could argue that the Convoy Brothers individually may be a Deluxe, or the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Lightning Storm McQueen ought to be a Deluxe, these will not be considered. To keep it simple, the Super Chase Deluxes, including Bud and the Circus Cab, will not be included either. However, I don't believe either of these would have been cool enough to make the list anyway. Also, even though the Octane Gang Crew Chief appears to be a Deluxe, he was only released in a multi-pack and was not labeled as such. Lastly, even though the tractors have previously been considered Deluxes, they haven't been in recent years, so they won't be considered today either. Now that we've cleared that up, here are the eligible Deluxe releases that will be considered for the top 10. All off the Lightyear blimp. Barney Stormin, Benny Brakedrum, Bessie, Brian, the semis for Ben Crankleshaft, Chet Boxkar, Chick Hicks' Hauler, Dale Roofolo, Dan Haulin, Eric Roadales, Gil, Gray, Jerry Recycled Batteries, Mack, No Stall, Octane Gain, Paul Valdez, RPM, Transberry Juice, Vinyl Toupee, Charlie Cargo, Murphy, Frank Pinkerton, TJ Hummer, Chuck Choke Cables, Studs McGirdle, Nelson Blindspot, Craig Foster, Doug RM, Elvis RV, Larry Camper, Van Scanlane, Dinoco Helicopter, Dustin Mellows, Miles Meat Truck Malone, Frank, Hummer Sven, Lightning Storm McQueen, Leroy Traffic with Snow Tires, Marco Axelbender, Richard Clayton Kensington, Marco the Jet, Stu Bop the Jet, Pit Crew member Mack, Red, and Sarge with Cannon. Kicking it off at number 10 is Chuck Choke Cables, a cameraman from the Racing Sports Network. He's had two releases, once in 2011 and another in 2013. He has a pleasant smile and a high-tech video camera. To him, it's just another day on the job at the RSN. At number 9 is Hummer Sven, the governor of California in Cars, a parody off of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He makes a very brief but certainly impactful appearance, and his diecast captured his gruff personality and demonstrates him to be a very tough and rugged SUV. Frank Pinkerton is number 8. Out of the 4 SUVs that Sarge trains at his boot camp toward the end of Cars, Frank Pinkerton is the most unique. This is due to his outlandish pink paint job and his thin, low-profile tires which show off his fancy rims, a trademark of a luxury SUV. His worried face is perfectly captured on his diecast release as well. Number 7 is Lightning Storm McQueen. Not only is this the only variant of McQueen released by Mattel as a Deluxe, it's one of the coolest, representing the scene from his Dinoco Daydream where he becomes a Hollywood action star and fights off alien robots. It portrays McQueen being loaded with rocket missiles, wings enabling him to fly, and he has an expression in his eyes that shows he's ready for anything. Elvis RV, who appeared briefly as a race fan during the opening Motor Speedway of the South race scene in Cars, is number 6 on this list. An obvious reference to Elvis Presley with his big black hair, glasses, and glamorous persona, Elvis RV is one of the most iconic and unique looking race fans from Cars. Spot number 5 goes to Brian. His appearance in Cars as a piston cup bender was brief, but his diecast, which is packed with an outrageous amount of souvenirs, only received one release internationally in the final lap line in 2010, making him extremely rare. However, he's a very interesting character and deserves to be released more widely in the future. Number 4 is Frank, the terrifying combine/bull who chases off McQueen and Mater after tractor tipping. Frank, the car equivalent of an animal, is a starring character in this iconic scene from Cars, and his rusty orange, well-detailed diecast, released with a moving combine and complete with a fierce facial expression, is easily one of the best Deluxe diecast released by Mattel. Pit Crew member Mack, who was only released once in 2015, takes the 3rd spot on this list, and Mack has always been a reliable friend to Lightning McQueen and is no different when he's there to support McQueen during his tie-breaking race at the end of Cars. This diecast of Mack conveys his jolly attitude and comes with the plastic attachments for a headset and fuel funnels. Number 2 is Bessie. Though she has a name, she doesn't have a mouth or eyes, making it unclear just how sentient she actually is. However, Mattel's release of her as a Deluxe diecast helps to validate her as a living vehicle in the world of Cars. Her diecast is well made, with accurate details of dirt, grime, and boiling tar. Bessie was only released twice, that being in 2010 2010 and 2015, making her rare and expensive to this day. Before we move on to the first place spot, if you haven't already, do me a favor and hit the like button down below to support this channel, and subscribe with notifications on if you'd like to see more. It really helps a lot. I appreciate it. Now, moving on to first place, the very best diecast release Mattel has released as a deluxe for the entire First Cars movie, well, it's Red the Fire Truck. Due to his quiet but kind personality, Red is a well-loved supporting character from Cars and a big part of Radiator Springs history. His diecast release, which portrays him with a gentle smile and shiny red coat of paint, is an awesome deluxe edition for any collector's collection. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this ranking video. Do you agree with these selections? If not, who do you think is the best or 10 best diecast released as deluxes by Mattel? Comment your ideas down below.